Hello and welcome everyone. This is Paras and thanks for joining in. As a part of Paras Analytics series, this is the next edition on base SAS where we are going to cover merging two or more SAS datasets. In the previous video I covered how to create a permanent library. Hope you got a chance to go through the same. In case you have any questions, please let me know by writing your comments in below. So merging SAS datasets. Basically, we can merge two or more SAS datasets with the following three ways. The first one is the set statement. Here what we do, we use the set statement in a data step to merge the SAS datasets. The next one is the merge statement. We use the merge statement in the data step with the by statement on the ID to join the SAS datasets. Using this we can do different kind of joins like inner, left, right or the full join. Then the third one is the proc SQL. Here we use a SQL statement in a SAS procedure called proc SQL. Here also we can use the similar joins mentioned above. We will be discussing each of the above ways with an example in SAS. Okay, so let's directly jump to our SAS software, which is the University Edition, which we are using right now. Okay, I have already opened up the SAS Studio for you all guys. Okay, so I'll be showing all the three examples which I showed you in the PPT here in SAS University Edition. So the first one is the set option. Right. So if you remember in one of my previous videos, I showed you this procedure called proc import, where we import the external XLS files and create a SAS dataset. So it's the same file that I'm using, and I'm creating two datasets, US_sales and UK_sales. Once these datasets are created in SAS, I'll be showing the merge statement. I'll be merging the two. Okay, let me first import both the files. So both the files have been imported, and it shows a total rows of 43 rows and 8 columns. So it's US_sales, and same is the number of rows for the other file, which is UK_sales. Okay. So if you look at the next statement, data sales set, with set statement I am trying to merge both the files US_sales and UK_ with just a simple blank space. So what the set statement does, so let me just show you quickly first. Okay, suppose I just write data sales set US_sales. What it does, it just copies the data set from US_sales and creates a new data set called sales. So a new dataset called sales has been created, and it's just a replica of US_sales. Suppose if I want to add the observations for UK_sales. So what I'll be doing, I'll just hit the run, and the new dataset, the sales that is created, is now having total rows equal to 86, so which is like 43 plus 43. And here you can see, if you see in the country column, the first dataset was US_sales, so it's the top rows are showing US, and if we move down, you will be seeing the UK column. So it's the UK_sales observations. So all the rows have been added, all the number of columns were same, the naming convention, everything was same. It's just that the two datasets have been merged together, and a new dataset sales has been created. Okay, that is one way. There is another way, a similar way, but here the problem statement is slightly different. So here what I am doing, I am just trying to create a dataset D009, and it will be having two columns, job and sal, and with just one observation. And I'll be creating another dataset called D010, where job equal to 4 and emp. So if you see both the variable names, so in the first one it's job and sal, in the second one is job and emp. So job column is common, but the second column are different over here. So let's first create these two data set. Okay, so two data sets have been created. Over here you can see job sal, and the second one is like job and emp. Now again I am trying to use the similar syntax with using the set statement. I'll just try to merge both the data sets, D009 and D010. The difference between the above example and here example is, all the variables were exactly same, but in this case all the variables are not same. It's like sal and emp, these are different. So let's see what it does. Okay, so you can see this data set has been created, MD00810, and three columns have been created, job, sal and emp. The first row is 350, which was from 009, and the third one is like job and emp 497. So this way they have just merged the data set. In the first one the emp row is missing, in the second one sal is missing. Now let's look at the next type, which is the merge and the by statement. Okay, so here I am showing you like two different. I will be showing you two different examples, and will clarify you how it works. So a similar data set like job emp, job sal, we are creating again, but here we will be using the merge statement. So in this example we are creating four data sets, D008 to D011. So the first one is having job and emp, the second one is having job and sal, the third one is having job and emp, the fourth one is having job and sal. Their values would be different. The first two would be having the same job, which is 3, and the third and the fourth would be having job equal to 4. So let's first create these data sets. Okay, so we can see over here four data sets have been created, D008 to D010, and they are having the values like job emp or job and sal. Okay, now let's see how the merge would work. So since the column job is common in all the four data sets, so we can use that particular column as our ID. So the syntax for this is like data, the name of the data set, then we'll be using the merge statement, then we'll be specifying the name of the data set that needs to be merged. So here we have four data sets and the naming conventions are similar, so we can use a dash statement from like D008 dash D011, and then in the ID column we can write by job. Why? Because the job column is common in all the four data sets, and then run. Let's execute this. Okay, so the COMB dataset has been created and only two observations are over here. Job, EMP and sal are the column names, 3, 19 and 50, 4, 97 and 15. So this way it got merged, like from one it came job and EMP with the same job ID there, and then there it was job and sal. So in the job equal to 3 we got the value 19 and 50 for EMP and sal. Similarly for job equal to 4 we had job and EMP which was 4 and 97, and job and sal which was 4 and 15. So it got merged to 4, 97 and 15. Hope this got clear to you. Then I am just using the proc print just to see the result, so it would come the same. Next example I am taking over here is I'm taking an employee dataset EMP, and the second dataset I am taking is employee department EMP underscore DEPT. So what I will be doing over here is I am creating a new dataset called EMP, whose columns are ID, name, and salary. So here one thing you can notice that name is a string variable, so we are using name dollar. Rest are the numeric variables, so we are not using any dollar either, like ID and salary. So let's create this dataset EMP. Okay, so you can see this EMP dataset has been created, and it has 3 columns: ID, name, and salary. The first column ID, you can see it does not look to be sorted, and for working in a merge statement, the dataset has to be sorted where if we are using a by statement. So we will be using the by statement for the ID, so this has to be sorted. So what we'll be doing, the first step would be we'll be sorting this dataset by ID. So just let's sort this by using proc sort. So here you can see this ID now has been sorted out. Okay. The next dataset is EMP underscore DEPT. Here we have 2 columns, ID and DEPT. So again, DEPT is a string variable, so we are using a dollar over here, and we in the cards statement we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as ID, and rest are the department names. Let's create this dataset. Okay, here the ID that is there, it looks to be already sorted, but we need to sort it again because the system doesn't take it as sorted by default, so we have to sort it by using proc sort. So we'll get the same result, but the system will update itself so that the dataset is sorted. Okay, now comes the important thing, the merge. So here we are going to merge the 2 dataset EMP and EMP underscore DEPT. So look carefully the syntax of the same. Then it's a data step, so we'll be writing the data and the dataset name. Then the merge statement, first would be the first dataset EMP, and then in the brackets you can see in equal to A. I'll come back to this. And then we have the second dataset EMP underscore DEPT, where in equal to P. Then by ID, so all this looks similar to the previous one, but in statement is a bit new. And then we are also using something called if A or B. Okay, so what is in statement? So here the in equal to A will specify that will give the alias for the dataset name EMP. So if we need to refer the EMP dataset, we can call it as A. Then the similar we can give the alias for EMP underscore DEPT, which is n equal to B. Okay, now if A or B, what does this mean? Here we can use different conditionalities to join it the way we want. Suppose we want a complete join and we want the complete dataset, we can use if A or B. Okay, so here you can see the datasets have been merged. All the 8 IDs have come in. All the names have come in. There was no name. There was no ID 5 and name in the EMP column and the salary. But this particular column was present in the next dataset EMP underscore DEPT. Similarly, for ID equal to 8, this particular observation was not there in the EMP underscore DEPT. So this particular DEPT column is missing over here. Now what does if A or B means? If A or B means if the first if A means EMP. If EMP has that particular row, or B, it says if there is a row in B, so it's kind of full join, and if all the rows and all the columns have come up, and we get the output in merge underscore AB. Suppose if we want all the columns which are in only which are in A but might not be in B, which means we want to do a left join. So what we can do, we can simply write if A. Just write if A, then it will do a left join. Let's see. Okay, so you can see it is showing all the column, all the values which are there in A, but those values which are there in B but not in A are not being shown over here. Like ID equal to 5 is not being shown over here. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. These were the values which were there in A. Let's go back and check that. You can see it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. There is no 5 over here, and the result shows the same result. Suppose if we want to do a right join, we can do if B. So that's a right join. It is showing with ID equal to 5 as well, but it is not showing the value ID equal to 8, which was there in A. So this is a right join. Okay, so we can just tweak around many conditionalities and work around to see different kind of results with the different if statements. The last one is the proc SQL, which I mentioned. So I'll be showing you some examples on that. So let's jump on that thing. Okay, so here we'll be doing some merge join using the proc SQL. So here we don't use the keyword merge, but we simply write the SQL queries within the proc SQL procedure of SAS. So here I have done a few of the kind of joins using simple SQL queries. The syntax of proc SQL is like this: proc SQL, then we create a table, create table, merge underscore AB underscore SQL. This is just a table name, nothing else. It's not a merge statement, it's just a table name. So we can write it at 1, 2, 3. So here we are just specifying the name of the column names as we write in the normal SQL queries, and doing a simple left join on A.id equal to B.id, because ID is considered to be a primary key over here. So let's execute this. Okay, so this is a simple left join. You can see it's a similar result which you saw earlier. Similarly, we have a right join over here. Just instead of left we have used right, and in the ID I am using B.id instead of A.id because we are doing a right join. So we can execute this as well. Yeah. So again the results are similar, which we got in the other one. Then we have a full join. We use a keyword called full join, and we are just using select A dot asterisk and comma B dot asterisk. Okay. So this is the result of the full join. So hope this session was useful to you. Please let me know in case you have any questions, and I'll get back to you. Keep commenting so that I can respond to you for any queries, and do like and subscribe to my channel for further updates. Thank you.